Good morning from Boulder, guys. Today actually I just want to show you how I make kind of my standard breakfast, which is oatmeal. So I just buy like a big bag in bulk of either like old-fashioned rolled oats, or in this case I got quick oats. So I just take like a cup of dry quick oats and I just pop it into a bowl. And then I take frozen blueberries because they're a lot cheaper than normal blueberries. And so what I do for this is just kind of like the easy way to make oatmeal. Is I put them directly into the bowl, just the frozen ones, like that. And then I've boiled some water here in the kettle, and I just pour enough water to cover it all. That's really good. Give it a nice little stir, just to kind of mix it up. And then, secret hack, take a plate, cover it, and just let that sit for a little while. Okay, so after like a couple of minutes, just take off the plate. And then oatmeal is really all about the topping. So I'll show you what I put on. This Khalifa coconut almond milk is outrageous. I put a little bit of molasses, definitely cinnamon. I usually throw on some peanut butter and then different seeds. So I have raw pumpkin seeds, flaxseed meal, definitely hit the flaxseed meal. One of the cheapest ways to get in a super healthy compound in flax with those lignans. And then walnuts. Let me put all that stuff on and I'll show you. So yeah, this breakfast is just like such an easy way and, you know, inexpensive and simple way to get in a ton of super healthy nutrients. And it's rich in iron and protein and fiber and antioxidants and all that good stuff. But this is like a staple for me in the winter. I pretty much have this every morning just because it's cold and it's kind of a nice way to warm up. It's just like really, really fucking good. Working from home this morning, and I've also started to kind of get organized here in Boulder, decluttering a lot of stuff, and I'm actually gonna start selling a lot of stuff on eBay. You know, old clothes and old things that I don't need, and just a great way to kind of declutter and also make some money. I'm also sort of taking a nice little rest break, maybe 4 or 5 days off of rest after that big trip, and just, you know, all the skiing I did in Sun Valley. So I'm just kind of taking it easy. So I'm working on our newest like topic episode for the podcast. What's the deal with carbs? All things carbohydrates, you know, kind of debunking some of the common claims. And one thing that I've just been really fascinated by in doing, you know, the research for this episode is sort of the function of insulin and how actually type 2 diabetes works. Because I feel like it's something that's sort of misconstrued and misunderstood in, you know, just the general public and general population. And there's all this kind of misinformation about diabetes, and, you know, it's such a common claim to say, oh, you know, super high carbohydrate diets are going to cause you diabetes, eating too much sugar, you're going to get diabetes and all these things. And one thing to note is that there are 2 main types of diabetes. There's actually like 4 or 5 different types of diabetes, but for this conversation, it's just all about 2 types. So type 1 is an autoimmune disorder where your body actually attacks the pancreas, which produces insulin. So you can't actually produce insulin anymore. Type 2, which is the like 95% of diabetes in the world actually, is basically a disorder or a disease of lifestyle and nutrition in particular, where your body becomes resistant to the effects of insulin. So what happens is, eating a diet super high in saturated fat coming from animal products in particular, like meat, eggs, and dairy, it increases the amount of fat in the blood. And so this fat in the blood disrupts the insulin pathway. Now, just a little bit of quick synopsis on insulin. Basically, insulin is a hormone that is released by the pancreas from the beta cells, and this allows, it's basically the lock or the key to the lock of the cells to get blood sugar in. So when you eat a meal, you break down the carbohydrates from that meal, and that turns into glucose, which gets brought into the cells, into the muscle cells, into the liver to produce energy. So to make glycogen for long-term storage of carbohydrates to produce energy, or just for immediate energy. And so insulin is the key for that. Blood sugar can't get into the cells without insulin, basically. And so what happens when you are eating a super high fat diet is your muscle cells and your liver cells get filled up with fat. It's called intramyocellular lipid, just a fancy word for fat in the cell, basically. And what happens is that disrupts the ability for insulin to get into to attach to the receptor and get blood sugar back into the cells. This creates a ton of insulin just circulating throughout your blood. That's why you always have super high blood sugar when you are diabetic, and this creates a whole slew of problems, including oxidative stress, mitochondrial dysfunction, what else? Lipotoxicity. So basically just, it kind of creates this vicious cycle of your body not being able to, function properly metabolically. And this is a big issue for diabetics. And I think that the common claim is that, well, diabetes is caused by high blood sugar, and that's actually not. High blood sugar is just a symptom of diabetes, and having insulin resistance, as it's known, where you can't actually use insulin, you can't actually get the blood sugar into the cells from insulin, that's what causes diabetes and prediabetes, and it's our number 7 leading cause of death in this country. And so it's a pretty serious issue, but I just thought that was something I wanted to share with you guys and hopefully give you a little bit more information on diabetes. But essentially, the fatty acid called palmitate, which is a saturated fatty acid found primarily in meat, eggs, and dairy, is a huge cause of this, a huge cause of insulin resistance. And that's kind of a little known fact, in the public, and although not in the research. And so that's a big reason, I think, why, it boggles my mind that people still believe in low carb diets and claim that, high carbohydrate diets cause diabetes and stuff, when that's just not the case. So hope you guys got something out of that and that wasn't too nerdy. I'm pretty nerdy though, so I'm fascinated by the nutrition science and physiology. So let me know if you have any other questions, but look forward to What's the Deal with Carbs coming out soon. I'm really excited for that episode. I think it's gonna be super helpful and super awesome. But just to kind of end the conversation on carbs and hopefully give you guys some great information. So I am in Colorado Springs right now. I'm actually staying with my friend Sam tonight, and we're gonna go do like a hike or run or something tomorrow, but just nice to, check out somewhere new, check out somewhere outside of Boulder.
Doing it?
Eating like kings in the Springs, dog.
That's right.
All my favorite things in one bowl. Hey guys, so I just realized that I forgot to say bye last night at the end of the vlog, so I'm just gonna do it right now. I'm just about to head back to Boulder from Colorado Springs. I was just hanging out with my friend Sam. We did a little short but pretty cool little hike up at like Red Rocks here in the Springs. And yeah, so that's pretty much all for this vlog, but I just wanna say I'm super grateful for this shit. Look at that, maple butter. My friend Sam hooked it up big time with some maple butter. It's basically just like thick maple syrup, and it's insane. If you haven't had it, highly recommend it. I think you can find it in grocery stores here, but yeah, but I will talk to you guys soon. Till next time, go eat some plants.